You click Buy Now on your favorite website, but have you ever really thought about what happens next? Behind that simple click, there's this massive, complex world of professional purchasing called procurement. And right now, it's in the middle of a quiet but incredibly powerful revolution. And it's all being driven by AI.
And listen, this isn't just some niche tech fad. Business leaders, like the ones Deloitte talks to, see this as a major turning point. For any company that wants to compete, let alone win in today's crazy world, getting AI right in procurement has become priority number one.
The pressure on these teams is just immense. Get this, according to McKinsey, the average procurement pro is now managing a staggering 50% more spending than they were just 5 years ago. They're constantly being asked to do more with less. Sound familiar? So, that leads to a huge question. How on earth do these absolutely critical teams keep up with these overwhelming demands without burning out, or worse, missing something crucial?
Well, the answer is starting to look a lot like this. AI is stepping in, and the key thing to understand is that it's not here to replace the human experts, but to assist them. It's like a secret weapon that's completely changing how professional buying gets done.
So let's be clear about what we mean here. When we say AI in procurement, we're talking about smart algorithms that can take over all that manual, repetitive, soul-crushing work. This frees up the actual humans to focus on the big picture, on strategy, and on making those tough, important decisions.
And make no mistake, this isn't some far-off future we're talking about. It is happening right now. Look at this. A whopping 92% of chief procurement officers are already looking at or investing in generative AI. The shift is already here.
So how does it actually work in the real world? Well, AI's impact really boils down to three huge areas. It's helping companies source smarter, operate faster, and make their supply chains a whole lot safer.
Let's start with sourcing smarter. I mean, think about it. Finding the right supplier has always been the ultimate needle-in-a-haystack problem. In a global market with millions of options, how do you possibly find the one perfect partner for what you need?
The difference here is just night and day. The old way? You're talking months of manual research, mostly sticking to the suppliers you already know. With AI, that whole process gets crushed down into days, sometimes even hours. It can scan millions of data points and uncover these hidden gems you never would have found otherwise.
Let's look at a real-world example. A massive company like Unilever can just define what it needs, say, a new supplier for sustainable packaging. The AI then goes to work, scouring the entire globe, and bam! In just a couple of days, it comes back with a ranked shortlist of the best potential partners.
The result? A mind-blowing efficiency gain. Top companies are cutting their supplier search times by up to 90%. Now think about that. It's not just about saving time, it's a huge competitive advantage. It means you can get new products to market way faster and pivot on a dime when things go wrong.
Okay, so AI makes sourcing smarter, but what about making it faster? Procurement isn't all big, strategic projects. A lot of it is just a daily flood of thousands of small, repetitive tasks, like handling purchase orders and invoices.
The old way was a total grind. You had to manually review every single little change to an order. It was slow, and it was easy to miss something important. The new way? It's like having an AI co-pilot. It automatically summarizes the changes, flags only the stuff that actually matters, and lets the human expert focus on the tricky exceptions. And the impact is just huge. McKinsey figures AI can make these day-to-day operations 25 to 40% more efficient. Just imagine getting that much time and brain power back to focus on work that really moves the needle.
All right, so we've covered smarter and faster, but what about making things safer? Because let's be real, supply chains today are notoriously fragile. A huge 70% of procurement leaders say that those risks are actually getting worse, not better. One little disruption can bring everything to a grinding halt.
This is where AI basically becomes a 24/7 watchdog. It's constantly scanning global news, financial reports, all of it. So the second it detects a red flag, like a key supplier losing an important certification, bam, it sends an immediate alert with all the context, giving the team a crucial head start to put a backup plan in motion before it becomes a crisis.
This quote really just nails it. AI allows for a fundamental shift from constantly putting out fires to actually preventing them from starting in the first place. That's the difference between being reactive and being proactive. And in today's market, that is everything.
Okay, we've seen how AI is making procurement smarter, faster, and safer. But what about the so what? What does all this really mean for the business, for the bottom line? let's talk about the new rules of buying.
So let's get right to it. Return on investment. According to Deloitte, the top-performing companies aren't just seeing tiny little gains. No, they are achieving more than a 3x return on their investments in generative AI. The value here is absolutely undeniable.
And when you break that value down, it's crystal clear. We're talking about huge cost reductions, wiping out nearly a third of all that manual work, and delivering a major productivity boost across the board. The numbers really do speak for themselves.
Now, of course, getting there isn't just a walk in the park. Adopting AI has its hurdles. You got to make sure your data is clean and accessible, you got to train your team with new skills, and you really have to build trust in these new systems.
But this brings us to a crucial reality. Adopting AI in procurement isn't really optional anymore. The competitive gap between the companies that embrace this technology and the ones that don't is only going to get wider and wider.
Which leaves us with a final big thought. The question is no longer if AI will transform this entire process. It will. The real question is, who is going to be the one to lead that change?